Well, this is one of those videos that just can't wait for a Defend DPRK week. Another one of the continuously ridiculous lies that's made up against North Korea has come out. If you've been paying attention and watching, it's now been claimed that the DPRK believes in unicorns, and that the North Korean government officially stands with the statement that unicorns exist. This is, of course, as usual, based on absolutely nothing. What has happened is that an ancient archaeological site that's now an archaeological site way back from the past during the Korean kingdoms, like way back, even before the birth of Christ, has been found, and it's essentially a burial chamber for a mythical creature, the unicorn that a former leader of the Korean kingdom rode. Of course, it doesn't exist. There hasn't been an excavation into the area yet because archaeological digs sometimes take years. So they've just found it and have announced that they found it. But somehow in the mind of people who hate the DPRK, or more specifically people who have a vested interest in slandering North Korea and slandering socialism in general, have gone ahead and made the completely false claim that North Korea thinks unicorns are real. Now, this is what it actually says according to the KCNA article that everybody is supposedly quoting. Archaeologists of the History Institute of the DPRK Academy of Social Sciences has recently confirmed a layer of the unicorn rode by King Tongmyong, founder of the Goguryeo Kingdom, BC 277 to AD 668. The layer is located 200 meters from the Yeongmyeong Temple in Moron Hill in Pyongyang City. A rectangular rock carved out with the words "Unicorn Layer" stands in front of the layer. The carved words were believed to date back to the period of the Goguryeo Kingdom, 918 to 1392. What this discovery is supposed to prove is that Pyongyang was a former capital of the Korean kingdoms, or at least one of them. It's not intended to prove that unicorns exist, and is just completely ridiculously one of those fraudulent claims that's made against them based on absolutely nothing. Well, at least here they're deliberately twisting a KCNA article, which I suppose, even if you're doing that, is still better than absolutely nothing. But it just goes on to show the true commitment to lying about the DPRK. I mean, you couldn't have, well, actually, I was going to say, there is as good examples of the outright lying, the slandering that takes place against the country. With a country like the United States, who screams and stamps their feet when anybody points out how they've murdered 3 million people in Iraq and Afghanistan and have carried out millions of killings, even hundreds of millions when you take into account the Aboriginal population and the slave trade. Now, don't get mad if you say that, if you point that out, and you're a propagandist. But say something as ridiculous as this, claiming the DPRK thinks unicorns are real, and it's just absolutely ridiculous. I mean, they'll get mad at that, but something like this is allowed to exist based on absolutely nothing. It just shows the completely ridiculous nature of the slanderous attacks that go against the DPRK. The dishonesty of the bourgeois media to defend its reckless, inhuman, murderous system actually feels the need to go to the depth of making up lies about North Korea and unicorns. A link to the original KCNA article is available in the description. The North Korean state media said on Saturday that it plans to attempt to launch another rocket into space.